Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. I am one of your hosts, your bartender in the OSR, Rach Tenkar, and with me, as every Saturday, is my lovely wife, Rach.
Hello.
So, I see Shadow is here. Welcome, Shadow.
All right, Shadow.
Usually he makes some kind of good burgers on Dave Gamers Health. I don't know what he's doing today. So this is one of those days where I put up an extra episode because there was a timely event in the community.
Yeah, fun event.
Yeah. But we figured we would talk. We both had appointments on Monday. It was Monday, right?
Yeah.
With our cardiologist, but we have different cardiologists at the same facility.
Mm-hmm.
Just how it worked out. So, do you want to talk about your experience, or shall I talk about mine?
You can go first because
Okay.
yours is, so much more exciting
Not really. So, in any case,
and positive. I mean,
oh
that's
yeah.
positive.
So, I thought like my doc the first time he saw me nearly 2 years ago, I weighed about 60 pounds or so more than I do now. It's all water weight, well, at least 60 pounds more. Not counting the water that they pushed out of me in the emergency room, actually, come to think of it. But in any case, this is a doctor who I had legs that were calves that were huge.
Yes.
Now he comes in and he's always like, "Oh God, I love those sexy legs." It's just a great relationship to have with the physician, and yeah, the medical checkup went well. Normal stuff, and lungs sounded good. No water retention, all that stuff, and um, took blood. Yeah, and was telling me, it looks like all your meds are doing a job, but we're gonna have to see what your blood test comes back. And he called me with my blood test results days ago. He's a doctor who always calls it himself. He, should say he has one of his staff make the initial phone call, but then
they patch it through to
they
his
patch
office.
it to his office, and he was like, oh, "All right, look, one of my blood tests." And there's one number that he's gone over before, and it's I don't know. I think the last time I remember seeing the number was like he was happy. It was like 200 or 250. And he goes, "Oh no, it's looking good. It's looking good." Well, now my number was 49, and that number is for BNP. And don't ask exactly what BNP stands for.
It's a very sciencey term.
Yes, but basically what it does is it measures your heart's ability to basically push fluid to pump, how effective it is. And as he was telling me, he goes, "I've had patients that BNPs in the thousands that have lived long, productive lives, but that's something where you got to really manage your fluid intake because your body is not
right. It's
processing."
basically a measure of how the lower chambers in your heart, which are more powerful than the upper chambers, are at being
Right.
able to process fluids or like keep them moving.
So in a healthy person, if you get a BNP that's a couple of hundred, then you can say, all right, well, you had this event, but not sure what it was, but your BNP is 450. There's a 90% chance that you had a heart attack or a stroke because that's what a reflection of it. Anything under 100 in a healthy individual is considered a healthy BNP. My BNP is looking at it right here, 49.5. So, as he put it, he goes, "The medications are working great. What you are doing on your own when it comes to diet, exercise," he goes, "we couldn't ask for better. So keep it up." So, effectively, my heart doesn't realize that it's not the healthiest between the medications and as my other uh, cardiologist, my heart failure specialist, mentioned to me when he saw some of the test results for one of the scans, he told me that there are parts of my heart that aren't dead. He goes, they're kind of like in a suspended stasis. and they could be revived, and your heart.
Maybe that's what's happening.
Maybe
And
that's
that's
what's
why the
happening.
number is going down.
So, was it Tuesday? I go back Tuesday or Wednesday. I gotta check the car.
Oh yeah, you have to go for your
Testing,
your stress test.
stress test.
Is it gonna be
Sono.
chemical or gonna put you on the?
No, I got no clue.
Hmm.
So I go back for that. Now the other part of this, and they didn't. I don't believe they tested for my A1C on this. They did your regular glucose. My glucose was like 180, but it wasn't fasting.
So that's
That was what it was. So the other thing that stuck out was he always tests for antigens.
oh yeah, for the virus.
Thank you, Cal. So that's our future daughter-in-law texting about lunch tomorrow. That was what came up on the top of the screen.
Oh, okay.
I'll get back to that after the live stream. And my son actually threatened to pop into the live stream. I don't believe it.
I don't either, but
you never know.
We'll keep an eye out.
So they test you for COVID antigens, and apparently the normal range is having 0 to 50. I'm at 25,000. So Rach and I were joking that I could probably, I think it was you and I, or it could have been the boys. I could swim in a vat of COVID, and be like,
yeah, we were joking.
Yeah, it's like X-Men. I could just swim in a pool full of COVID, and come out and go, I'm fine, I'm good.
Flip at the bird.
Flip at the bird, yo, flip at the bird. So I mean, those are things that you come back from. Actually, with the heart information, and hopefully I get even better information or just as good from the scans. It reminded me of when I had cancer, and I shortly after Rach and I got married, we had I had the 5 years 5 years clean. Basically, you get the pass that you don't need to return. That you are good, you're clear.
5 years.
5 years from diagnosis to being clean of cancer.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh yeah, that was shortly after we married.
Yeah, shortly after we married. That one was a stunner too. So this is kind of on that level. So now, but one thing it's reinforced in me, and trust me, as a type 2 diabetic, we bought the Bud Light. What do they call it? Core. Oh, wait, right here, empty bottle.
Next.
Bud Light Next, and this isn't a product placement, folks.
Next generation.
Yeah, this is an 80-calorie, 0-carb. They call it super crisp light beer, and it's super crisp because it barely tastes like beer. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah, it tastes a little tad orangey.
Yeah, doesn't really taste like beer. So, but what is good for not just your heart? I'm not saying excess, but what's good for your heart, and I find is very good for my blood glucose, my A1C, is red wine. And yes, if the Bosches pop in, yes, you fucks, I have ice in my red wine. That's how I drink it.
Rock on.
Rock on, dude. Rock on. But I find that red wine is better for my my blood sugar, and I find it is also better for my heart. So as much as
because the volume of liquid.
Well, not just the volume of liquid is less. Unchained, unscripted and unchained, I should say. Welcome. But it's not just the volume of liquid from the heart failure side of it, but red wine has just kind of like red grapes have. It has certain like antioxidants and flavonoids that are heart strengthening, and more so in red than in white wine. Sorry, Rach, I know you're a white wine drinker, but red wine,
but not even quite like that.
No, I know, but red wine in moderation can be beneficial. I've read studies where it's beneficial or it's inconclusive.
Right. It's still. It's still under investigation.
Right. Kim George is in the room, by the way.
All
Kim,
right.
we're sorry we're going to miss you at at GaryCon this year.
Mm.
Just and I'll mention this briefly because I've had this discussion on Facebook. I have no problem with mask mandates. Personally, that's the right of the business or the locality or the state to do what they need to do. And I am sure if I was actively working and not retired and had to wear a mask at my employment for 43 hours a week, like I was working,
Yeah.
I'd be conditioned to the mask being part of me and figure out how to have it where my glasses don't get fogged up. Because I do wear glasses. People forget that when they see these chats. But I mean, this is me walking around the street, walking around cons, is with glasses, and my glasses fog up from mask. So if I'm going to pay for an event like a convention, especially one where I have to fly and get a hotel room and pay for food and drink for Rach and I for generally 6 days, 5 nights. We usually arrive on a Wednesday, leave on a Monday. That is our general con schedule. I want to get the most value for my money, and wearing a mask, it doesn't make it as enjoyable as it could be. So if it's not going to be enjoyable as I'd like it to be for the money I'm going to spend, I'll just hold off until I can spend it at the convention the following year.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is too expensive for me to piss my money away at. I actually kind of pissed my money away to some extent at Gamehole, but that was another reason, and that all worked out fine. Rach had some doctor's appointments that really had to be taken on the schedule they gave you. There was no rescheduling, unless they reschedule. But
which they they would have no problem doing for that.
No. That's just. But that all worked out well in the end. So
yes, exactly.
So we'll be back there.
It was worth going.
We'll be back there next weekend. Shadow and Sun.
Next year.
Oh, next year.
Yeah.
Well, I said weekend because I'm reading. Having Shadow and Sun having a good weekend. I don't know if this is directed at us, but we're actually having a good weekend.
Yeah, so far so good.
Actually, this week we did Costco shopping, and honestly, if I thought about it ahead of time, we would have gathered up all the low carb keto stuff that we purchased and went ooh and ah over some of this.
I can get up and get some.
No. We're kind of locked into this position once we get down here because we got a chair behind us, But I'm finding, dare I say it, by the way, something else that we have to come clean on.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do this week, Rach?
We have 5 guys.
Oh yeah, we had 5 guys. We sat down in a fast food restaurant for the first time.
Oh yeah, well we sat in there too, which was pretty cool actually.
But here's the thing: what else did we do? Budweiser New Genesis, yes. New Genesis, not genuine. Not Budweiser. Not genuine. Oh my God, that fiasco! Holy crap! No, not only did we again step out of our comfort zone and actually ate, and it didn't horribly spike my blood sugar.
It did enough, but for it to go off, but
it didn't stay. It was all things considered not that, and we only ate half the fries. Took half the fries home to
have the eggs the next day.
Yeah, so you gotta make this all work, right? No, but we did something that we literally hadn't done in almost exactly 2 years. We went shopping at Stop and Shop, our local supermarket.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Yes. Since once COVID hit, it's been Amazon Fresh, and in a way, the Amazon Fresh has been good because it keeps you from walking the inner aisles, and going, "Ooh, Chips Ahoy! Ooh, Oreos."
Well, we agreed that when we went in there, we weren't gonna spend any time on the inner aisles because it's all packaged crap. So
right.
We stayed pretty much in the outer aisles, did the freezer section, looked at some stuff, and then ended up coming away with like Weight Watcher meals that were awesome.
Yeah, those Weight Watcher meals were
and
great.
Very low cal,
the only thing that we didn't pick up that I realized afterwards that was on my list of things to pick up, which we promptly forgot, They didn't write up the list. Bad. I never used to shop with lists, and now my new mindset is I really probably should shop with lists because browsing is not how I want to do my food shopping. Um, didn't get bread. Now, again, I'm on a low carb diet. Rachel's on it with me. I find that sprouted grains are a much lower impact on my carbs than other breads, and we like to have a slice or two with our eggs and sausage in the morning. Just kind of balances things out. So that we forgot to pick up. So we'll probably have to make a run Monday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tomorrow I'll make breakfast burritos. I still have some low
Yum.
carb breakfast wraps,
Yeah.
and we'll do that stuff. So we've got a very active chat. Yes, Ken. Listen. We miss. Listen.
Aw.
We miss uh, getting a chance to hang out with the community. I mean, honestly, the last time we got to hang out with gaming community was North Texas,
Yes, in June of last year.
and then in late July, right around my birthday, or was it early August? We went down to the Complete Strategist with
Yeah.
Joe the lawyer, Professor
And the
DM,
professor guy. Yeah.
and two people from his gaming group, and that was almost like a mini con because you get to socialize and talk with people with similar interests, which is kind of the reason why Rach and I do this. It's the reason why we do the live streams. Mike and I on Wednesday. By the way, Joe and I we've changed the Iron Rations podcast because we've come to the conclusion that we're always going to have guests from our gaming group with us. So it is now was it randomly generated? Oh, even I can't remember what the hell it is. Randomly generated party. I think that sounds right.
RGP. Yeah,
RG.
you know me.
I'm down with RGP.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to acknowledge the fact that that's what we're doing twice a month is getting, whether it's Matt Jackson, Rob Conley, Tim Shorts, Greg Christopher, maybe Jeff Jones, a few others that we game with and talk and hang out. And because of Matt, we actually stepped into the world of politics. May have probably got to demonetized. It's okay. I'll make Matt draw me a map to make up for it. So, and then of course, Glenn Hallstrom on the other Fridays in the month. So this is how I get to socialize. This is how I get to share with my community. And I know there are a handful of naysayers who, when we talk community, the OSR is not a community. The OSR is a grouping of individuals with similar interests about old school gaming and creatives.
Sounds
like a community.
Community, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because you shouldn't feel obligated to be part of it. Nobody's obligated. There's no membership, right? You don't get a membership card. You don't pay fees. It's like, oh, this is I live here. This is my community, and I got to pay a fee to use the pool and the gym, or else I'm going to be in bad standing, and they're not going to plow my driveway. That isn't that shit. Okay, this is a community where it's free association. We enjoy each other's company, and I always think that's awesome. That's what community is supposed to be about, right?
Sure.
So, but enough about me. Once I get started, I never stop. Watch me at a convention. You're gonna have to chew your arm off to get away if you're talking with me. I understand. It's like, Tenkar, shut up. What? Me? I never talk. In any case, so now Rach had to see her cardiologist.
Right.
Now, how did you even get a cardiologist, Rach?
Well, I went for primary care. I saw my primary care, and because I have risk factors. He said, "Oh, let me refer you for cardiology." So that we can, check your heart, make sure everything is, good with that. And then, so I met with another doctor that day after my checkup. Or actually, it wasn't quite a checkup. It was
check down.
And it was one of those follow-up shits, like where you go and they're like, oh yeah, good, your blood pressure's down, because when I went the last time before, my pressure was high, and so he increased my medication, and so it seems to have worked. And then so on the same day I got to see the cardiologist, who basically did like a evaluation of me. And in the evaluation, of course, she asked, have you had heart palpitations? And I was like, I don't know if this counts or anything, but on Christmas I was sitting in the pub just raising pints, and my blood went, my heart.
I'm doing the sign language for people.
Oh, okay. My heart started to go really, really fast. Enough for my watch to say, "Holy shit, you're at rest. There's a problem." So I was like, "Oh shit," and so I was like, she asked me, so I said it.
But she hadn't asked.
He
never
never
gonna
asked
give
me,
it.
so I never
Not
said
gonna
it.
give it up.
I was like, well, now that you say something about it,
Oh, Mr. Carter, I've got an answer if you've got a question. But if you don't have a question, Mr. Carter, I don't have an answer.
So, at that point, she said, oh, we're going to do a whole bunch of testing. Like, I was used to going to primary care and just getting everything done, like spending half the day, and like they would do scans on my heart. What else? Scans like for my gallbladder.
Sonos?
Sonos, yeah.
Okay.
And then I think they used to also do the arteries as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the carotids and but this one was more arteries. They looked at more arteries throughout my body to make sure that there was no blockages and stuff. So she scheduled me for the sonos and the stress test. I'd never had a stress test before, and they didn't tell me what to expect from a stress test.
But to folks, just so you know.
I was like, oh shit, I gotta get ready. I have to.
She's studying.
I have to keep doing my TRX so that I can get my heart up and be good. Because I'll get it up to like 145, 155. And it's good. So I was like, that ought to do it. And then I walked in there. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna start an IV, and they're gonna give medication to you to stress your heart. I'm like, okay, so I'm not getting on the treadmill? They're like, no, I came prepared for that.
No.
But I think what it is that they want to get your heart rate to a place that
doesn't take half an hour to get to.
Yeah, that it doesn't take time to get to,
and time out.
That not everybody can tolerate doing exercise like that. Right. And if you just were to look at me, you'd say, "Oh no, she can't handle that shit."
But Rach,
and I probably can't, because what they did to me.
But Rach, can I just put something out there? So now my father went to the same medical facility.
He's thin. He's fit.
He's got my doctor. Okay. My cardiologist, and they also gave him an injection. He was all like, "Oh, great, I'm gonna run." Oh, injection. So we're talking about Rach going like, "Yo, I got an injection. My pop got an injection." I suspect that at least the very first time you go, they give you an injection. Rach in one ear, out the other, and not because she doesn't listen to her husband and she just kind of poo-poos me. She doesn't. But Rach, I understand this, didn't want to think she was going to get an injection. All right, that was a mental block in your head.
Yeah, I don't like injections.
I don't know who does. No. But it's like, oh yeah, I want to feel it in my veins.
What they did to me, people, it's so scary. I'm usually a pretty zen person. I'll breathe, I'll do stuff to just like calm down and zen out. I was fine getting the IV in, but when they put that medicine in there, I'm like, wow, it smells like chemicals all around here. That's so bad. And they're like, no, that's the medication going through. And then like all of a sudden my heart's like, And I'm like, holy shit, I think I'm having a panic attack. I was like, this is not nice. They're like, the doctor can make a stop if it's dangerous. I'm like, okay, good to know. I'll keep breathing.
I hope.
And so finally, like, the medication, like, it was so uncomfortable. Like, you could hear your heart beating in your ears. And I was like, something has to be wrong, because how many people hear their heart in their ears and feel it in their head, and then everything started to calm down in just that next minute. Like,
when she was ready to tap
instant.
out, when she was ready to say, call an ambulance, I gotta go. I was like, oh.
Until you get quite there, I was like, holy shit, this is so bad.
But wait,
it's okay. Just keep breathing. Your heart's good. They're looking at the monitor. They're like, you did good. I'm like, oh, okay, good.
It gets better. Right?
Bastard.
All right. I would have thought, hearing this story, when I first heard the story, I was like, we get to this point, and I'm like, geez, wow, all right. And it's like, oh, it's not over. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? How could it not be over?
That was the easy part for them, because I was just like nervous, And so they bring you for your pictures. They lay you in a bed and they put your knees up, so like you have your knees over like I guess a ramp. My feet don't touch the floor, or like my feet don't touch anything.
Right.
Like they dangle. So, because I'm short, and
you're a dangling participle, Rach.
And so they slide you on the table on this bed. They have you lay like this so that they have access to your IV, and so you're kind of laying like this, and that was all good. And then you have the camera that comes like over you here. I'm like, that was like, it was like, okay, it's not so comfortable to feel like I'm trapped here, but it's not as bad as like MRI or other things like that.
You don't have the vroom vroom.
But you hear it doing little things inside.
But you don't.
But it's not like your eyes are in like that you can't anchor yourself to the room.
Okay.
But so, the guy came and I saw 2 injections in his hand. I went, holy shit, no. Here's a no. What is going on? And then I like put with my arm. And I was like, he's like, what is going on here? And I was like, I'm scared. You're gonna make my hair go again. He goes, I would have told you that. I would have told you what to expect. This is just die. And I was like, oh, all right.
I'll be good.
So what do you want me to do with my arms? Put them down where they were so that I don't hit you with a needle where you don't want to be hit. And so like I did that. Like,
but wait, Rach, but your quote was, I'd be good.
Yeah, after he explained it, I was like, I'd be good. I behave. Because he kept like, he was nervous, so he like kept like telling me not to move. So yeah, it was now I know what to expect for next time. But
you know what to expect, and it's still gonna scare the shit out of you if your heart goes out. You'll be like, it's worse than last time. I don't remember.
I don't know. But maybe now that I know what to expect, okay, my heart's gonna do this, and it's gonna go back to normal, and then the worst part is over. Then
right. I just don't want to get put back. They did a heart. Was it a heart MRI? Where I had to have it took them like 50 minutes. It was a 50-minute process with my arms behind me. I have stenosis in this shoulder, and it was so.
Yeah, that's the pictures.
Yeah,
that they take you after your thing when you're like this.
No, but there's one that's a high definition one that your insurance has to pre-approve. I don't think you had that one.
No, I didn't.
No, it was not the
because my insurance would say no. Yeah, sorry.
No, there's 2 of those machines there. I've been in both of them, and the one is annoying. Your head's like near a wall behind you, kind of in the same room that you were in.
Yeah, there's a wall behind you, and there's
Yeah.
like a
The room where they do the stress test.
circle-y
It's the
kind
same.
of
It's the
pillow.
same room with the stress
Yeah,
test.
on the other side of that
No.
curtain.
There's another room. It's like when you go in. It's like, wait a second. I thought I was going into a level 1 dungeon. No. You're going. This is the 5th level. Well, we just skipped. No. We got. You qualify. I don't qualify. What the fuck? So yeah, no, it was that was not fun. When they had to get a different doctor, my doctor was occupied with the patient having an emergency. He had to get another cardiologist to start the procedure because I was literally starting to tear up because I was in this position.
What
in a
if they had to
standby.
give you an injection in now?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh, and so I had a heart monitor this week.
yes, that's what all this was leading up to. By the way, folks,
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is we
I was stuck in my trauma.
trauma.
Well, no, I think we both had like medical trauma as children. So
We did.
Yeah, I know that's why I'm extra sensitive, like to like feeling trapped by something and then having them come with needles.
Yeah, I have a bad aversion to needles. Like, wait, grab a glass of water and get yourself ready for the next part of the story. When I was little, like two and a half, I was hospitalized for 2 weeks to the point where I was totally on IVs, and my veins were just collapsing. So in the end, I had it in my forehead and in my foot. I mean, they just went wherever they could find a vein. So I was so bad with needles as a kid.
Yeah.
I was probably 6. My sister was about 1, maybe a little bit less. And left the pediatrician, and they wanted to give me a needle, and I was freaking out. I was like, so my mother and my grandmother had to hold me down.
Yeah.
And as the doctor went to give me a needle,
used to fight too.
they didn't have nobody was watching my sister, and she had crawled behind the doctor, wrapped herself around one of his legs, and was biting on his calf through his pants. So that told me early on that my sister truly loved me. All right. But when I got older, I was like, man, why? You have to deal with that situation. Like, why? Even as a teen, I passed out getting a tetanus needle as a 17-year-old because they were waving in front of me. I was like, ba-dunk, in the ER. I was out, done. Sayonara, baby, sayonara. Well, smelling salts brings you back. It was in my 20s where I finally really sat down with myself and said, why do I have this issue? Why do I react like I do? Now I know why I react like I do. Doesn't mean that my reaction is a wrong reaction. Doesn't mean my reaction isn't grounded in some sort of reality. But now that I understand why I have that reaction, I can now control that reaction.
Right.
So then, fast forward years later, I come down with Hodgkin's, and I am every 2 weeks getting an IV put in me for an hour and a half to 2 hours of poison, plus having a blood sample taken every 2 weeks to see what my blood cell counts were and everything else. Now it's just like, oh, you're gonna do a needle, and now I can almost watch as they draw blood. Usually, I avert my gaze.
Yeah, I don't ever watch them because that's awkward.
Yeah,
for them, that's not.
Yeah,
right.
It's like I don't want to be doing
and I don't want to see.
What are you doing?
I don't think I can see. Like, the needle go in and under or whatever.
But when I was, you have to. There are going to be times in your life where you realize that you're reacting to stuff 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Well, that was the thing. In the moment, it was like, I was like, no. I was like, oh, shit. The 7-year-old came back.
and you never let that part of you go. That's part of you. But you have to.
But then I was like, oh, okay, this isn't the same situation. This isn't, you're trapped in a place and,
right. You have control.
Yeah.
You are giving consent. Mm-hmm. And that's part of it too. Like when you were a kid.
Yeah. You didn't understand that So this was like, yeah, I signed that release at the front, which was bizarre because it said, oh, if it kind of to the point that if you don't like the results,
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't like the results,
We can't guarantee that you'll like the results. I was like, that is so weird.
if you're not happy with the doctor tells you, there are no givebacks, there are no refunds. Go take your fucking. Yeah, I understand. Listen, I'm sure there was somebody who was like, the doctor told me I had congestive heart failure. I don't believe him. I want a second opinion. When we got a second doctor at the location to tell you the same thing.
Yeah,
They're all in cahoots.
or someone who's really anxious and wants a medical answer, something that they can explain, for their anxiety symptoms instead of having. They always tell me it's psychiatric, and
it's not psychiatric.
Wanting an answer that's
just a
tangible.
Psycho. I'm just a psycho.
No,
it's not
like
psychiatric.
that, yeah.
No.
No.
All right.
So yeah, I had a heart monitor on for 4 days. And this was pretty neat. I mean, they wanted to check for arrhythmias, meaning like the electrical impulses that, come from my heart. So it had like 3 electrodes and leads. And I was so surprised at how simple this thing was to work, and charge, and like all you had to do is like snap on the electrode to the lead, and it was just so nice and easy, very clear instructions. The printing on them was really clear. Didn't need to put on glasses to read it.
Did you have to translate it from
Chinese, bad Chinese,
English? Yeah,
no,
Chinglish? No,
no.
Okay.
And yeah, like even the monitor itself was easy to read, so I was happy about that, to be able to do it. I was nervous with it at first, but then when I started to play with it a little bit, I was like, oh, okay, I got this. This is pretty cool. I mean, thank God I only had to wear it for 4 days, because yoga was more hard to do with wires.
Oh, that's
especially
true.
When you do things like on the floor, like your your bhujangasana, like your cobras and things like that. And that stuff. But I did TRX in it because I wanted to be able to show them. And I drank. I drank in it so that so that they're like, just do what you do in your daily life. And I don't spend my days drinking generally, but since that's what happened that night, I said, let me try to, kind of replicate it so they could maybe see what was going on. Like, yeah, I drank a little more than usual.
Wait, Tuesday. But Rach, you drank more than usual on Tuesday, not by choice, but because people were buying you drinks.
Well, that too.
So it wasn't like, Rach, trust me, Rach did not go there with you saying like, I'm going to drink to excess and not enjoy it. No, she went there. I'll have like 2.
Yeah.
And then it was like, Rach, those things are stacking up, and I had nothing to do with it.
And then I just said, okay, this is good. They'll be able to see, and then I did my TRX so that they'd be able to see what happens when I exercise, and, and yoga. So they got a good sense of, your
daily life.
Yeah, and the fluctuations that happen with that. And
the only thing she left out was shopping at Macy's.
I just didn't feel like it. But I walked a good bit,
We did.
So
we went to Costco.
Costco will cover that.
Yeah, Costco's a lot of walking. And Costco was one of those places where you have to go up every aisle. So here's how we do Costco. All right?
And these were Costco finds, and they're very pretty.
Yes, they are. So here's how we handle Costco. We go in, we check out the electronics real quick, check out that initial area of whatever they got, like, winter clothing or pillows. I bought a pillow. And then we go to the vitamins, supplements, medical area, see what we need, because that's usually where you find some of your bigger discounts on stuff that you buy regularly.
Yeah.
And then
those supplements are awesome.
You have a huge clothing and other stuff area. And
it wasn't so great this time. Socks.
Right. I do a real quick scan of it, and I go, all right, whatever, don't need it. And then I leave Rachel behind. Because Rachel will, and that's fine. That's she looks at everything. I do a quick scan because the men's stuff, I can tell real quickly if I'm interested or not. The hunter gatherer stuff, like, oh, I'm not gathering. I'm going to go hunting, and I go hunting for the food that we need. But this way, there isn't that. Oh well, we don't need it, but should we get it? It would make me nice. Or, well, it's not really carb conscious, but no. But I go through and I hit the main stuff. I hit the frozen stuff. That is like so we don't get stuck going. Well, we don't need ice cream, but we could get ice cream. It would be so nice because we did have an ice cream habit for a while.
Oh yeah.
It was almost ice cream pretty much every night, low carb. Don't get us wrong, it was low carb, but it was almost every night, and that probably wasn't good. So that habit is broken. So I didn't.
We'll see what summer brings.
Oh yeah, summer might just be a whole other. Go.
Well, maybe not.
You like the cooler stuff in the sun. Winter, it's kind of like, you
But
want.
yeah, last winter we were eating it.
Yeah, we didn't stop. Well, listen, there's a difference between. Last winter, I was still in the holy shit, I'm alive mentality. And it's like, well, I better enjoy myself and try to eat healthy because God knows. Now I'm in the, all right, I think I've earned peace of mind in my health life. So now I don't need to have ice cream every night to make myself feel like I rewarded myself for the fact that I could breathe. It's a weird situation with that, and I don't think I even thought about it last year, but I think that was certainly it. A shadow. I'm in and out of Sam's Club in about 20 minutes unless the lines are long or I hit the snack bar. Pretzels. Costco, it's the hot dogs.
What is Sam's?
Sam's is Walmart's version of our nearest Sam's is out in Long Island, but you have to join it. And we are members of
Sam's. Wait, isn't Sam's that place down on Metropolitan?
No. There's no. There's no. Walmart refuses to have any stores within 5 boroughs.
Oh, okay.
Because New York City, under our prior mayor, said that, well, if Walmart comes in, you're going to have to be unionized. And Walmart said,
sorry.
So there's no Walmarts in the 5 boroughs. You have to go out to Long Island or up to Westchester. And since we're in Queens, go to Westchester.
BJ.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. I forgot. To remove the potential spammers from the. I'm gotten better at it, but I'm not perfect at it for setting up this channel. And I do apologize that I let a spammer through. So here I got to.
What is that? Some rando guy?
Some rando guy. I'm not gonna say
one of your friends.
No. This is a rando group that likes to spam like links to sex sites.
Oh, nice.
So what I got to do is I got to go to customize. For anybody watching at home, if you're doing this, you go to your video, you go to customize, you go to subscribers, and you say, you got to be subscribed for 20 minutes, you dumb fuck. You hit save. And that means that at the very least, before they can spam you, they got to subscribe to the channel. So
we'll have to remind next week in the beginning.
Yeah. Polish sausages stands are pretty good. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Listen, if you're doing low carb or keto, we found enchiladas.
Oh my God.
Okay. Enchiladas.
And die for.
At Costco. It was 6 enchiladas for I think about $12. 2 net carbs per enchilada, and the full carbs wasn't much greater because the shell of these chicken enchiladas was made of chicken and cheese. So, I didn't even. We had our first enchiladas as a snack the night we went to Costco. We had one each, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is good!" I mean, the enchilada sauce was just spectacular. The taste was really good.
Yeah, and the tomatillo sauce, if you put like a little Swiss cheese on it,
yeah,
you could have the enchilada sauce.
I was like, this is just damn good, and I couldn't. And we nuked it. Later, the next meal when we had 2 each for a real meal, I actually baked it in the oven. But I had it afterwards. I looked at the package and went, "Oh my god, the shells themselves are the wrap is made out of chicken. That is awesome." So
And I was like, I swear I taste corn.
yeah, so there's a
But
lot.
no,
There are
I
a
guess
lot
that
of
was just
things.
the tomatillo sauce that was
Um,
so good that it filled in the blank somehow.
a lot of us. I mean, I think they estimate that like 1 out of 4 Americans are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. More than we will ever probably admit to ourselves. Oh, sopas. Uh,
What is sopas?
I had it in the South. I worked in the South Bronx once at one of the
Mm-hmm.
Spanish restaurants, and it was very tasty. Actually, what I had was very spicy.
Mm.
But we don't tend to admit. Even when I had my type 2 before I had my life changing event of congestive heart failure, um, I didn't like to admit to myself that. I was like, whatever. Now it's like, okay, yeah, so I'll make healthier choices. Doesn't mean that every choice I make is a healthy choice.
Absolutely.
And I think we have to understand that too. And then you have to make your decision to yourself like, all right, I would really love an almond joy. Well, you know what? There's these coconut bars, covered coconut bars that you can get at Costco that are 95% of what you would get out of a Mounds, and they are delicious and they are a low carb. Yeah,
And better. They taste better than anything.
They really do. They taste like
Nestle or
yes.
whatever it is.
Shadow. It's like a tostada, but made from masa instead of a tortilla. There you go.
Oh.
So not very healthy. Well, you know what? Again,
most of the yummy things.
Like I said, we went to Five Guys.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm having, a burger with bacon
and cheese
and the works, right? Maybe the works help my blood sugar a little bit because I put all those vegetables on it.
Slow it down a little.
And then we got a large fry, and then the large fry we ate half and we saved half for later. But was that a healthy choice? It was not a healthy choice. But is the occasional non-healthy choice better than binging with a bunch of non-healthy choices? Yeah.
Well, and then it's also how long you stay stuck in the unhealthy choices. It's like if you base your next decision off of what you just ate and say, oh, fuck it, I messed it up. You're never gonna make that healthy choice where
Right.
like, if you're like, oh, okay, give myself a little grace. I was able to have this. Now I can go back in and make the next better choice.
Never condemn yourself for a bad choice. Don't go, oh my God, I stepped off my diet, or oh my God, I fell off the wagon, right? It's like I was good for 3 years and then I went to the bar and I made a bad choice. Or I quit smoking 7 years ago, and then, my God, in Rachel's case, her mother passed. It was like, I gotta, you know what? In those situations, when you completely stop a clock, the key is to get right back on and restart the clock. That.
Yeah, you don't have to keep making that same decision.
Yep. I said, just move on and do better next time. I have seen so many people in my life, friends, who literally hit their head into a wall and condemned themselves because I was doing so good and then I binged on food, on drink, whatever. Listen, you're human. Okay? I mean, there's the point to being human. If you weren't human, if you were perfect, then none of this stuff would be a challenge. Right? The part of trying to improve yourself is the act of admitting to yourself that you're not perfect. I mean, again, I find that, hey, listen, we get hot dogs from a hot dog truck. It's one of the best friend hot dogs in the city. They're amazing. Oh my God, it's worth falling. It's worth falling off the food wagon I have. So what do? I enjoy it, and I'll eat a healthy breakfast. I'll eat a healthy dinner. We'll have it for lunch. When the weather gets warmer, we'll go back to buying it on the way to one of the parks we go to, so we can sit down at the picnic table. Rach gives the ends of her hot dogs to our hot dog.
We should probably like because of long hot dogs, they're probably like 10 bites. So
they
she's
are
getting a lot of meat. That little dog.
they are really good. And now, do they generally spike my blood sugar? They will spike it, not usually to the dangerous area. So it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, but not like, oh, I don't know, having like a friendly 2-scoop sundae with all the toppings, and which I would love to have, by the way. But that's why we don't go to Subway anymore. Not Subway, Friendlies anymore.
Well, we can always just buy the ice cream because we have the M&Ms here, and then
Oh my God, that's
we
right.
have sprinkles.
We have
dietetic sprinkles
and low carb fake M&Ms, which by the way taste better than M&Ms that I remember. And I kind of remember M&Ms because if they made these fake M&Ms with peanuts in it, I swear I'd be in heaven. As it is,
I think what it is that you're getting better chocolate.
You're getting better chocolate,
instead of like Hershey, Nestle, like that chocolate's all like really like bad chocolate.
It's not good chocolate,
right?
It's not.
Yeah, it's not like it's the Cadbury's that you get. Like in the Irish shop.
Shad, Shadow, yeah. Until you scrape the bottom of the ice cream bucket at 2 a.m. Been there, done that. And honestly, as much as I enjoy good ice cream, give me, listen, there were nights when I would come home from work, I would get out at 2 or overtime 4:30 in the morning, and you had to unwind.
Mm-hmm.
And what you bag of Smart Food popcorn, and that's the big bags, like the family size bag, and a 6-pack of beer where you would have 3 or 4. And that's what you do at night because you didn't have dinner, because you worked through dinner, because
right.
Not a healthy way. Now, again, we're retired. It means we have more control over the food.
Yeah, and more time for being able to plan and being able to, nurture the decisions that we make. Like,
listen, there are good eating habits and there are better eating habits. I'd rather think that we have better eating habits than good eating habits, because better means it's better than how we were eating before, but still allows for some transgressions, or some less than optimal choices. Like I've bought pasta that is made with brown rice. It's going to be a better choice than using traditional wheat pasta. Not as good as using the konjac pasta, but maybe we'll find a nice middle ground. Maybe I'll mix the two for a meal. I enjoy experimenting when I cook. Yes, Shadow, being retired is the best. But there's one thing better than being retired. And I learned this over the course of 5.5 years. Being retired was great. Being sick was not great. But being retired was really good. And then, because of COVID, Rach started working from home. And it was almost like Rach was almost kind of retired, because it would mean that, all right, I would plan my lunches out around Rach, and I'll get food ready for a certain time. Like, when do you got lunch today? Oh, I gotta make my dinner, so make my lunch so it's ready 5 minutes before I expect. I mean, I would schedule all this shit. Okay. And I'd be like, I would order food, and I'd be in a panic that it wouldn't get there in time. And why is it taking so much time?
Right.
Or then Rach would,
for the 12:30 lunch break. That ends at like.
How dare Rach?
1:10.
How dare Rach go to lunch 15 minutes early? Like, what the fuck are you? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Really, that's what you kind of get into this mindset.
Or if a crisis happens and then you can't step out to dinner,
So, having Rach retire, was a godsend and a blessing.
Aww.
I mean, I swear to God. Now, part of it means instead of getting up, Rach started work at 9 o'clock, working from home. Generally, that meant that I had to be up around 7:30, 7:45 to start breakfast, so breakfast would be ready,
Mm-hmm.
so Rach could eat comfortably and not have to wolf it down before going and to the end of the house and working. Now, if we are up and out of bed before 9 o'clock, that is like something to celebrate.
Well, it's usually because we had to set an alarm.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
happen so naturally anymore. It used to happen more though.
Before COVID.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
with COVID fucked all that shit up. So now I have an unofficial
It's all
rule.
COVID's fault.
It's all COVID's fault. I have an unofficial rule.
Damn Rona.
If I can get out of bed and into the kitchen after using the bathroom and everything else I gotta do, like my taking my weight in the morning, and I can start breakfast before 10:30, I make breakfast. If it's after 10:30, we heat up breakfast, which is usually our Jimmy Dean egg white sandwiches that don't have a bun. It's egg whites on either side as your bun and meat and cheese in the middle. Or we've had these frozen, what do you call it? Frozen omelets
Omelet. Yeah.
that we found at Stop and Shop that are low carb, and it's egg and cheese and I guess ground sausage in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been great. And I just put a little for myself. For Rachel, put a little hot sauce on it. For myself, I put a little salsa on it. Maybe I'll make another sausage patty, and we'll make a little toast. Again, I said we don't have toast, so our next day or two will likely be uh, burritos. In a way, actually, I like making the burritos because it's a lot. The process is simpler than
Okay.
making the two omelets for Rachel and I. But we also found, going back to Costco, chicken sausages, breakfast chicken sausages.
Oh yeah.
Huge links of chicken sausages. I believe they are 1 carb per link, and also what are they, Rach? 1 point per link.
Yes.
For your Weight
And they're
Watchers?
large.
They're large. So I mean, like I said, I'm not looking for perfection. I have a few things that kind of like, is that really, again, we don't do keto, but is that really carb appropriate? Yeah, sometimes I eat foods that aren't carb appropriate. I'll eat a Big Mac. It's like, or for our local McDonald's, the the if you want to cheat the system, not cheat literally, but the triple cheeseburger combination is like $5.99. It's like the cheapest combination there is, cheaper than the double cheeseburger. Who the hell knows why?
Yeah, or the 2 cheeseburger meal.
Yeah, for that meal, that you're like, holy crap, and it's tasty, and you put on like after they add on lettuce, and you're like, oh, it's. I guess if you actually went there, you could turn it into a fake Big Mac. I want that with the Big Mac sauce. Can't do that with Uber Eats, but you make
I
it.
would not bother.
Let
it be how it is.
Shadow, the breakfast burritos that I make, and again, so folks, we do low carb, but there's another issue when it comes to breakfast even with low carb, right? What's a low carb food? Eggs, right? Eggs are high in two things we think about, right? They're high in protein and they're high in fat, but no carbs come from it. They're also high in cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have this carotid is completely corrupted. It's fucked up. Nothing gets through it. My left carotid. So I cannot afford any kind of cholesterol. So like some great results from my blood test too is low cholesterol numbers. My bad cholesterol is low. So I have eggs probably 6 days a week. We probably do make pancakes. Maybe we'll do pancakes.
Yum.
So how do you
or
waffles? But how do you handle that when it comes to breakfast and making eggs? Well, I'm gonna throw this out there. Egg whites. You get the egg whites in the like the pint milk
carton.
It's like the little milk carton. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I don't know what the prices are at BJ's or at Sam's, but I'm sure they're kind of comparable. But at Costco, you can get a 6-pack of these egg whites, and it's like $8.99, $9. You get one for $5.99 from Amazon Fresh. I didn't even check what Stop and Shop charges, but I'm sure probably
similar.
probably similar. So what we do with the eggs is that for Rach and I, if I'm doing omelets, it's two little bowls. We each get one egg, and then I probably put in about 2 servings of egg whites, mix it up. So I like the taste of scrambled eggs, right? I like that taste from the yolk. But with that yolk gets spread out with more egg whites, I don't really notice a difference, especially with salsa and cheese thrown into the omelet. Or if I'm doing the burritos, all one big pan. Um, I do it with onions and peppers. I start heating them up once they start once they're no longer frozen. I throw in bacon bits. Again, go to one of the shopping clubs like Costco. It's cheap there. You buy the stuff at someplace else. It's expensive, but bacon bits. Throw a large pinch or two for flavor into that. Heat it up. Put in 2 eggs and a bunch of egg whites, scrambled up. And once the eggs are almost cooked all the way through, I learned this one. I used to put salsa on at the end into the burrito. Now I put salsa on the actual cooking egg mixture because it heats up the salsa, which doesn't cool down your burrito. And then I took a couple of pinches of shredded cheddar cheese and put it there. So again, it made for a better mix and made for stuff that's coming out of your refrigerator not to be put cold onto a warm item and therefore kind of screwing up the temperature. I think it came out better that way.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it made it quicker. It made it less steps.
Okay.
So, bacon is crazily priced right now. Yeah, you know what? I have a lot of uncooked bacon in my freezer. I probably should be cooking up. It's uncured bacon, so it's a little bit lower in sodium than regular bacon. I've probably got 4 or 5 packages.
Oh, really? That many?
Yeah.
We have that thing that the guy on the YouTube
on the YouTube
to make he reviews these products, and it's this thing where it seems like you hang up your bacon in it. Yeah, on the sides of the cylinder thing.
Yeah, that actually looked.
We'll have to try that one day. We haven't. We haven't tried it.
We got to make a day of that. And honestly, I was thinking something. One day we got to spend a day. I got to make a huge batch of chili. So when Rach was working,
the chili.
A lot of times, what I would do is I would make chili, a batch of chili. Chili is great because it's fairly low carb. It's low on the glycemic index. It's filling. It sticks to the ribs, and you can freeze it and defrost it in the microwave. I haven't been making it. I realized why.
Because I don't go to work anymore.
Right. Don't have to send her with it, which I used to, or even I don't have to have food. I can just prep when we're ready. Rach, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Well, yeah, I'm hungry. All right, I guess I'm hungry. What are we going to do? Am I going to make food? Are we going to go down to the pub? Are we going to order from Uber? And what we do for lunch kind of then reflects on what we're going to do for dinner. If we do one thing, then yeah. I just finished dinner, but you guys are making me hungry, even though I'm stuffed. Shadow, just when we finish this live stream, I'll probably top off my glass of wine and guacamole, low carb. The nut crackers that we got at Costco.
Yes, I'll have my hummus. I have one up here.
So that's
we get these little
single serve
containers of hummus and guacamole, so that you don't overindulge in it.
Right, you don't want to.
And then you have just enough crackers to clear out your thing.
Yeah, and I find it goes.
Can't speak.
It's okay. See, like we had a heavy lunch.
Oh my god!
There was a Brooklyn Moe's General Store. I was like, what the hell is this?
Most general.
But it was General, and they had pizza, and I was like, holy crap! They charge like $24 for a pizza pie, but it's buy one get one. And look on Uber, if you spend $30, you save 15. All right, so we'll get two pies because if you got the special, it was like an extra $4 for the pie, whatever it was. Got that, and everyone's like, oh, these must be like personal pies. I'm like, they can't be personal pies at that price. So Uber comes, delivers it, and I'm looking at the boxes, and
they're very gourmet.
Yeah, they're not huge boxes, right? But he hands it to me, and I'm like, holy! I could get some decent curls out of the way to these pizza boxes. And it was kind of like a Sicilian, or I guess
it had to be Sicilian because it was so thick.
Or I guess some people call it. I've heard it called the Detroit style pizza. That's also squared and deep dish.
Oh, it is.
It might be a Detroit style, but the ingredients were fresh. Even the pepperoni looked like somebody cut it off pepperoni sticks.
Very hefty and
fresh heavy. Basil put on top after it was cooked.
Yeah. That was so nice.
I don't like
every inch of it was covered with pepperoni on the pepperoni one.
I don't like mushrooms as a general rule. There were mushrooms on this, but they weren't the canned mushrooms, those slimy mushrooms. These were fresh cut mushrooms.
Cooked for especially this purpose.
Yeah, so it was pretty darn good.
And so we have two more meals out of that.
It wasn't Chicago. We've got the fake Chicago pizza here with Uno's. Where they bake the ingredients into it. We
still have Uno's somewhere?
Yeah, out in Astoria. But it wasn't like that. It was the ingredient, the toppings were on the top, but it was still, I don't know, but it was good. We got another 2 meals out of it sitting in our freezer.
But this was lunch and dinner in 2 slices. You know,
so
usually we'll go like,
we had 2.
Another slice, please.
Yeah, I served us each 2 slices, one of each. We had pepperoni and the special. And I was like, and I thought we're probably gonna go back for a third. Halfway through my first, I'm like, we're not going back for a third.
No.
Jane Seymour, how do Canucks survive on bacon, maple syrup, more bacon, poutine, and beer? You just explained how they survive on it.
Poutine, what is that? Is that
the poutine is the French fries with cheese curds on it.
Oh, I thought it was some take on poutine, like a whiskey. Oh,
no. Poutine. It looks like something very dangerous that I don't think I've ever had. So yes, but it's anything that keeps you warm, right?
Yeah.
So you need your beer to have extra alcohol content because that keeps you warm. So, Rick, did we cover everything?
I think we covered everything and then some.
Oh my God. Listen, folks, we are at 1209 or 1210 subscribers for this channel. When we hit 1250, which could be in a week, could be in 2 weeks, could be whenever. This channel, everybody on it, we're going to give away $250 in drive-through RPG gift certificates, and the process is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be $100 given away on a Wednesday night, $50 given away on 2 Friday nights, and $50 given away on this channel. And it's likely going to be 2 $25 gift certificates, and all you got to do is do what you've already been doing: participate. You comment. Anybody who comments gets a maximum of 1 entry. So if there are 10 people and 1 person comments 99 times and everybody else comments once each, those are 10 entries. And we'll randomly decide with a D10 on the... I'll use one of my Giant Lands D10s. We will decide randomly from that small list who gets a little extra spending cash on drive-through. I always like... it's your money, okay? That's the way I look at it. This is money that gets raised from drive-through for affiliate sales. It comes from you all. It should go back to you all. We want to celebrate the channel. So, Yajin just popped in. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it. We've been trying. We've got special guests lined up for Wednesdays for the next month, including Wenger Santanis the day before Gary Con and TSR Con. So yeah, we're doing pretty well, and there was talk about bringing a special guest or 2 in on this channel. So I'm going to throw this out there for people who are interested. The idea was that we should bring in freelancers, people that freelance as artists or even writers, and talk about their issues with health insurance.
That would be great.
So we don't have a schedule for that yet. I have broached the topic with one person that was kind of informally over Facebook, but we would love to actually get that done, have that discussed. I think it would be great, and I think it would be eye opening for a lot of people because I know it's
Yeah, I
rough.
wonder too, like, because it's like they're not like actors, like that. You get into a certain guild or you get into a certain union. They don't have that for artists,
Right?
I don't think.
No. Are 10 carbs good steamed on a bed of veggies? Oh no, but 10 carbs are 10. You can get a 10 carb. Sorry, it's the inside joke. TSR apparently drew a demon that was a 10 carp fish. Don't ask. But I'm sure that would actually wind up being yes,
I've
there
never
you
heard
go.
of like
There you go, James. I missed
eating
your follow-up.
carb. Do
No.
people eat carb?
Yeah.
Oh,
People eat everything. I thought 10 cars were nuts. 10 cars nuts.
10 cars are nuts.
All right,
We're
maybe
all
my,
nuts.
all right, maybe my wife too. I wasn't gonna say that because I got to sleep in bed with her, and I might get in trouble saying that shit. We need stats for that 10 carb creature. You know what? I'll work on it. They'll
Not
have
as
to-
nutty as some others, but
Well, there's some others that might need to be committed. I am not at that
No.
level. Okay, you know, I
we're
don't.
just neurotic. Those are psychotic.
10 carb spells checks to 10 car for me. Well, because apparently you use 10 car more frequently than you will ever use 10 carbs. Or maybe I'm part of the dictionary. By the way, oh crap, I forgot. I haven't mentioned this anywhere. I'll mention this here. Pew Research sent out a survey for journalists,
Oh yeah.
and Rach Tenkar received the survey, and I was able to participate as a journalist in a Pew Research survey. So
Nice.
I've hit the big time. I got the survey 4 days ago. I didn't even check my email. So I found it. I found it today, and I was like, "Oh, shit! I guess I got to." Yes, we can. Yeah. Do I have to be like Ozzy? No. We're all crazy now. Oh, was that Ozzy or was that a? Oh God, maybe that wasn't Ozzy.
Ozzy was the crazy train.
Yeah. No. We're all crazy
with the
now.
laughter in the beginning of the song.
No, Ozzy wasn't that. That was Quiet Riot, right?
Mhm.
Not even Quiet Riot. It's a tape I bought used and destroyed by overplaying it. Thank you, Shadow. So listen, we have learned that you all, when I say you all, I mean God, this channel apparently really you folks really enjoy the longer live streams, which is why the weeknight live streams have been going well over 2 hours. Blows my mind. I might need to get like a secondary bladder just to like hold the urine that my heart apparently is processing in a good amount of time. For those who were watching yesterday, Joe took at least 2 pee breaks, but you never know because he has an icon, not a live picture. So Joe took at least 2 pee breaks during that. I did not. All right, but seriously, these live streams are great because of everybody here. I cannot do these live streams on my own. I need a co-host because honestly, the community is awesome and great, but I can't spend all my time staring at the screen when I'm also the only person doing the yapping, or there's just a lot too much silent time. So that's why these things, the live streams, are when I have.
He definitely likes to yap.
Any tips for Meniere's patients? I don't know what MEN.
Meniere's?
I don't know.
We'll have to look it up, James.
Yeah. Get a I know there are gamers. I know there are gamers and live streamers that do have the pee pot or the urinal, as I had in the hospital, so they can just stand, just pee with us. I can't do that here. Besides, with my luck, I'd miss, and then Rachel would be stuck cleaning up underneath the desk because I can't. If I could get down there.
And I would not be a nice happy.
It's an equilibrium illness.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe we could see about
exercises.
certain exercises or certain like body movements or like very very like gentle yoga that might be helpful. I'd love to look into that for you and come back, or whether it's to share through this forum or just to send to you personally, or whatever you like.
I have an official Tenkar Tavern commode for your merch store. No, David. As interesting as that idea is, and I understand it would be interesting. See, and the problem is, I'd have to put my glasses on before aiming.
No, he means a commode.
I know.
Toilet.
I know. Commode underneath here would be horrible. Okay.
Didn't they have that in some movie, like the seven? There was some movie about the seven sins, and the guy's like sitting on a commode and just has like all of his food like right there because he can't stop playing games.
I don't know,
and
but
I think he dies of like eating the murderer like makes him eat too much and really not nice. That's so crazy and sad. That
James, the Epler maneuver has been suggested. I don't know what that is. Rach, hold on a second. What are you looking for?
A pen.
Oh,
on a paper.
Yeah, and we got sticky notes. There you go. So Rach is taking notes. All right. So, James, if you're on Facebook or in the Discord server, feel free to PM me to remind Rach. She'll do a pretty good job, but we want to make sure we get this covered for next week so we can have something for you. How much for the virtual Tenkar's Tavern franchise? I don't know, and I'll let slip something that's not official and I can't speak about, but Tenkar's Tavern may be coming to a setting near you thanks to somebody much more well known in the community than I am. But I cannot name names because they made a pitch apparently earlier today. And
so it just gets to be a tease right now.
It gets to be a tease. And only you people watching this even get this tease. And you gotta make it to the end of the fucking episode. All right. But so yeah, somebody who has old school cred from old school times pitched not to me but to a publisher something based off of the concept of Tenkar's Tavern. I would love to see something happen with it. So we shall see. We shall see. Folks, on that note, we are hitting my God, like an hour and 20 minutes. Oh God. You can do licensed craft beers where you just like they make the craft beer and then they put it as like Tenkar's Tavern Ale. And it's whatever it is, it's an IPA that they sell to like 7 other taverns that have it. Our local tavern had a local, I don't know what, ale that was unique to them, kind of, sort of, for a bit. I don't think it sold well, so I don't think we're doing that.
Wait, what?
The Grandstand at one point had a unique tap for a unique Grandstand ale, but
it did.
Yeah, it didn't sell well. It was before COVID. Race, when you were working and you didn't get down to the pub 3 times a week.
Yeah, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, so that
I had no idea.
Yep. Folks, listen, I just mentioned COVID, right? We are still in the midst of the world of COVID. What does that mean? It means use your common sense, right? They're removing mask mandates.
That's cute.
70% or 75% of the country is no longer recommended to be under a mask mandate. Yeah, mandate by the CDC. Use your common sense. All right. I would.
We know, everybody. You know what to do.
You know what to do. You're an adult. You're here. Let me put this in basic English for you. You're a fucking adult. Make adult choices. All right, based upon your risk factors or lack thereof. Okay. That's all. Really. Other than that, be safe. Be well. God bless. I really do mean this. Each and every one of you. Mm-hmm. I hope you all have a safe, healthy, blessed week coming up. Even my agnostics and my atheists, because you know what? Somewhere along the line is a higher power, and I hope they do well by you. Other than that, I will be back again tomorrow. I don't know exactly what I never know what the topic's going to be. Fuck that. There's no schedule for this shit. We'll talk about what we talk about tomorrow. Night all. And thank you so much, because you really,
Thank you so much.
you make this so worthwhile what we do.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.